Okay, hi everyone and hi dear pupils. Welcome back to a new lesson by me, Mrs. Maysoon Harar and Mr. Lotfi bin Zaida. Today's lesson is about employment. It's a combination of lesson 8 and 9 in your module unit 4 life issues. So let's start. Hi, how are you doing?
Not bad at all. I'm quite happy because I can stand on my feet again.
I'm happy to see you recover.
Thank you very much. Thank you,
Can you start?
Of course.
Okay, so you are normally going to university after passing your back exam.
Yes.
You'll have a degree or qualification, and then the next step you'll be looking for a job.
Yes.
Normally.
Yes.
Yes. Our first question is, what do young graduates do to find a job in general?
Young graduates, when they look for a job, I think they need to read job ads, miss.
Let's check. Right, as usual. To seek a job, graduates look at job ads. Remember that an ad is an abbreviation for the word?
Advertisement.
Advertisement.
Advertisement, miss, I'm not sure about the spelling. Is it with S-E-M or S-M? Advertisement.
S-E-M.
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 And what's the verb, miss?
To advertise.
To advertise,
yes.
Okay.
And we have two British pronunciation, advertisement, we say advertisement for the American pronunciation. So the abbreviation is an ad or ad, so that we don't have to, so it's short for...
Yeah, it's an abbreviation. I still have one more question. I sometimes get confused when it comes to the prepositions. Do we say an advertisement of a job or for a job?
For a job.
For a job,
yes,
okay.
for a job. And generally, where do we find them? Where can they find them?
May I ask one more question before I answer this one?
Of course.
I also have difficulty finding the past of to seek, miss.
That is an irregular verb.
Yeah, that's why
I asked you to learn your irregular verbs.
You did. Well, actually, I learned it. I know it's sought, but I'm not sure whether it is S-O-U-G-H-T or
S-O-U-G-H-T. Yes,
S-O-U-G-H-T.
Yes, sought.
Thank
you,
miss.
So you managed to remember.
Okay.
So where do they find them? Where do they usually?
The job ads?
Generally, the job ads.
Well, there are plenty of places where we can find job ads, I think, miss. We can read newspapers, we can read magazines, we can even access some websites. So it's usually newspapers, internet and websites.
Yes, you're right. Newspapers and magazines and on the net. Now with the internet, now we can find everything there.
Yes, that's right.
So these are where we really find job ads. Okay, so you are a graduate and you're going to look for a job.
Hopefully.
You will look at a magazine or a newspaper or on the net. You're not going
Can't wait for that day.
It will come. It will come.
So.
Yes. You are not going to read all the job ads available in a magazine. So normally you should be looking at some types or kinds of job.
Yes.
What kind of jobs graduates are interested in?
Graduates in general, not me.
In general, no, in general. You're not a graduate yet, but
not
think,
yet.
okay?
Yes.
You can put yourself in their shoes and imagine the type of
If
job.
I were in their shoes, I would certainly not look for a job related to football.
Of course.
Because of having broken my leg.
But you'll go back to your full potential, I think, bouncing on your feet and exercising.
Yeah, I think that most graduates look for jobs that that go with their profile, with their qualifications and abilities, miss.
Yes, outstanding performance. As usual, I'm not surprised. A job that fits their profile, you're going to look, or they look for a job that matches their qualifications, personality, or skills. Of course, if you should find a job that is relevant to you as a graduate to make sure that you are the best candidate for it.
Absolutely.
Yes. And once you find the jobs that suits your profile or your qualification, the skills, etc., how do you apply for it? How do candidates apply for a job? Next step is?
Yes, I think I have to write a letter of application.
Very good.
Yeah.
That is the first thing a candidate should do when he finds a job that is suitable.
You helped me, miss, because that's the verb apply, so apply application.
So, yes, to apply for a job, generally candidates write an application letter.
They do.
Yes, before moving, we have to check these words that are colored already, they're highlighted. So we apply for a job. Apply is the verb.
That's right.
And we generally have the preposition for
a job.
So we
apply to somebody or to a company for a job.
For a job.
I see.
And an application letter or application is the noun applicants or candidates.
That's the person who applies.
Yes, these are the people or the person who applies. The noun person is applicant, or we can also say candidate.
Okay.
Good. You write your job letter. We also say cover letter.
Cover letter.
Application letter. And then do you send it? Do you send only the job letter? Do you enclose some document with it? And who do you send it to?
I guess that I need to attach with the letter my CV, miss?
Yes.
I'm not sure what CV stands for.
It's a summary of your skills, qualification, personal information, date of birth, address,
An American
studies,
friend
education.
of mine used the word resume.
It's like a summary of your whole life.
Okay.
Okay, the experience.
An American friend of mine used the word resume.
It's a bit different, but yes, but they are close.
In America,
they are close, yes. And we also say biodata. Yes, it's bio-life.
Bio-life and data information.
And information about your life since your birth. Yes. Yes, so to apply for a job, applicants
Can I attach my photograph, for example?
With the CV.
With
yes,
the CV, okay.
Of course. You can put your photograph on the top of the CV.
Right.
You may also have copies, you scan copies of your qualification degrees, but mainly you should have your CV.
Could you write a recommendation for me, miss? Because I think that I can attach
I will. You are outstanding, and I think that you can fit for any job, that's sure. So if you ask, I will do it.
So grateful to you.
Yes. So let's repeat so that it is clear. Applicants apply for a job by writing an application letter. An application letter that they send to their potential employer. They are employees, along with the CV.
CV.
Yes. Okay. So they will send it along with their CV to the potential employer.
Right.
The company they are applying. For the job they are applying for.
I understand.
So, do you know how to write an application letter?
An application letter. Well, I think I have an idea, but I'm not sure. I have learned the layout.
First, is it a formal or an informal letter?
Of course, it has to be formal, miss.
It has to be formal.
Yeah.
And is there a difference between formal letters and informal letters?
Of course.
According to your own knowledge?
Of course, if I write a letter to a friend or to a girlfriend
yes.
or to a relative, then it has to be informal.
It has to be informal. You know, nowadays people no longer write letters to their friends, so they are using more. They text, so they are texting. It's easier.
True.
Some people, yes, like writing letters.
Yes.
Yes, it's
my father sometimes shows me his romantic letters to my mother.
Yes, in the past.
It's
very nice.
So lovely.
It's
yes.
very nice. Even the language is better now. We use a lot of code
yes.
Language. So it's a formal letter. So you have a different language, and you have a different format or a different layout. So we will learn today how to write an application letter, step by step.
Great.
But
so by the end of the lesson, I will be able to write a letter of application.
Of course, you'll be able to write a
and
letter.
This would increase my chances of being hired.
Yes,
hopefully.
Of course.
Okay.
We'll do it step by step. But first, there is a task that you should do to test how far.
Yeah, I need to see to what extent I can do that.
Yes, you
so
know
thank you,
about
miss.
the application letter. So if you look here, you have the blue boxes. They stand for the format or layout of the application letter, and you have the different parts of the letter.
So 10 boxes on a line.
Yes, and you have from A to J. Yes, and could you please put every part or match every part of the letter with the corresponding box. Yes, so give you some time. You can please.
Okay, thank you,
you can start.
So box number 1, I guess, should be reserved for. I would say sender's name. I'm not sure.
Are you sure about this? When you write a job letter, it's a formal letter, where normally you put your name?
Oh, I've just realized the sender's name comes at the bottom of the letter.
Yes,
you are right, miss. Thank you for correcting me.
Okay.
So I am reducing my chances of being accepted, you see?
No, now you're trying, so that you have zero mistake when you are applying.
Thank you, miss. So number 1, I change my mind and I say sender's address.
Check.
Is it with double D, miss?
Yes.
Okay. Sender's
Your D
address.
is
Not like in
correct.
French. In French, it's one D.
Yes.
Okay.
So you
Sender's
start
address.
with your
Sender's
address.
No name, because the name will appear at the bottom.
Yes, we see. We
Okay.
see later on. Then
Number
afterwards,
2, could it be recipient's name and address?
tremendous.
Good.
Where do you find this in general?
On the left side, top left side.
In the job ad itself, the information about the recipient.
The name and the address.
Yes. Generally, you
yes,
find them
of
in
course,
the
ad
job
itself.
ad. Yes.
No, I thought, where do you put it in the letter itself?
Yes, you already guessed right.
Yes.
It's correct. Then
Number 3,
Already
date. Okay.
outstanding performance.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thanks to you, miss.
Yeah.
Number 4 might be, well, it has to be the complimentary opening. So,
Can't
okay.
say nothing. Can't
Thank you,
say
miss.
anything. So
5, well, logically, it should be devoted to the reason for writing. I should say why I am writing the letter.
excellent.
Okay.
Yes. Then
6 is definitely the main part. So I might give personal details about myself.
we see more details.
We'll see more
later on.
details about
we
it.
check
Thank you,
first
miss.
the layout, and then we discover.
So generous of you. Number 7 should be maybe, could it be the closing sentence? Let's check. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
And then 8.
And all of them, the 5, 6, and 7, make something. One big part of the letter we
The
call
body of the letter?
body of
The
the
body
letter.
of the letter.
So we have the body.
Yes.
We already we have already gave information about us, experience, etc. We have to.
Yeah, we have already given information about ourselves. Then we need the closing sentence, and after that, I think the complimentary close.
Tremendous.
Okay.
So okay, complimentary opening,
Complimentary opening,
closing.
complimentary
Yes.
close.
Oh, sorry.
I could see
already
the signature, and I am surprised. I thought signature comes last.
It's just me helping you.
Oh, thank you, miss. Thank you
Yes,
for making
of course,
things
the
easier.
last,
The last one is the sender's
is,
name, which I put first,
Yes.
out of mistake.
Let's discover more details about our letter
Yes.
and about some parts of it.
Right?
So, of course, the first part is the sender's address.
Yes.
It's your address, so it's
My
easy to
address,
guess.
okay.
Then the recipient or the receiver's name and address that we usually find, or generally you find in the job
In the ad itself.
itself.
In the ad
And then
itself.
the date, the complimentary opening, or also we can say greeting.
Greeting.
We have 2 ways. There are 2 ways.
Dear Sir, Madam,
Yes.
dear Miss O'Brien, and to whom it may concern.
Yeah, so you use dear sir or madam when you don't know the name of the person you are writing to.
Okay.
You may write or to whom it may concern.
Yes.
You write dear Mrs., Mr., Miss with the surname when
Okay.
you do know the name of the person you're addressing or you're writing
So if I were
to.
writing an application letter to you, Miss, would it be correct to say dear Mrs. Maysoon?
Surname is?
Dear Mrs. Harar.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
I see.
yes, your last
Right.
name.
Okay.
And remember that the way you greet or the greeting you use will determine how you will sign off later on. It will
Okay.
determine your complimentary
That's
closing.
interesting.
Yes,
That's
we see
interesting.
this. So these are the ways you greet or you start your complimentary closings. And in the body, the first part, the reasons for writing. We normally use expressions like I am writing, generally I am writing, to give the reasons of for writing.
The reason
So
for
could
writing.
you please read? These
I
are
am
some
writing to
examples.
express my interest in the position of, and you mention it, or I am writing in response to your advertisement for which job or position.
These are just possibilities.
Shall I mention the details about the ad, where it appeared, when it appeared?
Yes, you may say I am writing to apply for the job that was published in the newspaper on the
Yes.
date of. Yes, so these are
We
examples.
can also begin with reference to your job
with reference
advertisement.
that, yes.
Okay.
So just examples, but of
Okay,
course
I
you
see,
have
miss.
other
And would it
options too.
matter, Miss, would it matter if I began with I'm writing contracted form?
No. No, we said that a formal letter has a formal language. So
I see.
no abbreviations.
No contractions.
No shortened forms of verbs.
I understand.
And
no abbreviation. So I cannot say with reference to your ad.
No.
I understand.
And no shortened
Thank
form
you
of
for
verb.
drawing
I
my
am,
attention.
I have. And generally we use complex structure.
I understand.
Because in formal language you may use simple
Thank you for telling
simple
me
language,
this.
But it is better to use complex formal language.
Can I ask about his health and his family?
No, of course not. If you use an informal language in a formal letter, you will have have a bad impression.
I
so
understand. Thank you for
may
drawing
make
my
them
attention
have
to that.
bad impression. So remember, no contractions, no abbreviations, no shortened and more complex sentences. You see this, for example, in next part, the main part, in which you are going to talk about yourself, your experience, introduce yourself, talk about education, etc. Here, for example, in formal language, you may say, I'm enthusiastic, I'm hardworking, or I work hard, so comma, and then you give another.
Don't do that here.
Yes. It's better if you say, I am an enthusiastic person who, you use a relative pronoun, for example, who works hard.
So I have to watch the kind of language I'm using.
Yes, to give a good impression.
Thank you.
And
the closing sentence.
The last part of the body is the closing sentence, in which, of course, you may use thank you for taking time to consider my application. I look forward or looking forward to. You remember
I know
this?
that one.
Plus noun.
I look forward to hearing from you.
Verb plus ing or to a prompt reply.
Can I say I look forward to hear from you? To hear.
To hearing,
to doing
of course,
something.
to doing something. We saw this before.
Yes.
Okay, please don't forget. It's very important.
I
so look forward to plus verb plus ing.
Okay.
Not it's not the two of the verb.
I understand.
It's
now,
the two that's related to the expression.
You.
We come to the complementary clause.
You say goodbye. You say.
You don't say goodbye. That's an informal letter.
Oh, I see.
So still, I have to insist that it's a formal letter. You should use a formal language.
Or faithfully.
Yes.
Either of them.
No. You remember that we say when we talked about the complementary opening.
You did tell me.
The way you greet, of course, it dictates, or it's how you greet that you should determine how you sign off. So complementary closing or signing off. And there are, for a formal letter, there are two main options to sign off. You write or you use yours sincerely. If you started with dear plus surname, you gave the name.
Okay, when the name is mentioned.
And mention it, so you have to sign yours sincerely. However, if you started with dear sir, madam, or to whom it may concern, you must sign yours faithfully.
I understand now.
Okay, so that
so
depends
dear
on
sir or madam, yours faithfully.
Yes.
Dear miss or mister and plus surname,
or whatever, then yours sincerely. Your signature.
Yours alone doesn't work?
No,
it doesn't.
No. Okay. So formal. Remember, it's
no love and kisses.
No, yours. Not goodbye. Not see you. No, all this.
Right.
So this is for a friend, girlfriend, or your parents.
Okay, we spare that for other people.
But not to the potential employer.
Right.
Of course. And always remember to sign a formal letter.
I scratch anything.
Your full name.
My full name.
It should be full. It should be full name.
Okay, but I write it later.
When you write in your friends, you may say Lotfi or from Lotfi.
But I will write it later, my full name.
The signature normally is handwritten.
I see.
And it's your name, your full name, but it's handwritten. The other one is typed, as the whole letter is. So this is how you write
These
our
are
application
conventions
letter.
that are taken seriously by British and American people.
Of course. And I hope that now everything is clear.
It is. Thank you.
No problem, no mistakes.
No. I'm sure I will be able to write a good application letter and show it to you.
Yes.
And in return, you promise to give me a recommendation.
Of course. That's for sure. Promise.
Right.
You apply for a job and you will wait maybe for a personal interview.
Yes.
You'll be eager to be accepted,
sure.
I think. And you start making your dreams about the job, the advantages you may get from this job. Or they accepted me, maybe we have certain advantages.
Yes, lots of doors will be opened in front of me.
Yes, so we have job expectations.
Of course.
Yes. What are job expectations, or what expectations, job seekers have in general?
A fish? No, that's a fish bowl.
No.
Okay.
This
Nothing
is
to do with the job.
Yes, just to...
Yeah, you're making me feel hungry. hungry. I like fish, by the way.
So finish the lesson, then you can go and have lunch.
Fish meal, right?
Yes.
Job expectations. Well, to be realistic and honest, the immediate thing that comes to my mind is a good salary. After all, we are working for money.
Of course, that's the first and the most.
So one of my most urgent expectations is a rewarding a job that pays, that is a well-paid one.
And that is normal, natural,
Yes.
so you
It's
are
a
not
human,
an
isn't it?
exception.
No,
So
of
the
course.
first and the most thing we
Yeah.
look for in any job is money,
That's
money,
right.
salary. So no bees, no honey, no work, no money.
No money.
If
Oh,
we
I
want
love this.
money,
I
so
love this.
we need.
I love it.
Let's check the first one. Yes.
Yeah, I'll give you all the others and then we check them together.
Okay, it's up to you.
Okay, so high pay or salary, I mentioned that because I'm not sure whether it is the same order as the ones.
Yes, yes, you're
that you
right.
have.
You're right.
I have
yes.
no idea what's behind this
Okay,
fish
so
bone.
let us see your
It's a
guesses.
mysterious fish bone.
Let us see your guesses and check
So
if they are right or not.
after high pay and salary, I might think about maybe flexible work hours.
I won't say anything.
Okay, don't say
I'm
anything.
Speechless.
So I'm going to list all my expectations.
List
and
all your
then we check them.
expectations, then we check.
So I dream. Shall I close my eyes and start dreaming?
Yes, you can, of course. We are already dreaming of.
I'm
You are already dreaming.
I'm dreaming of a job that would provide me with a high salary,
Yeah.
with flexible work hours, a job where my employer shows a lot of generosity, where my colleagues or workmates show a lot of collaboration. I dream of a
Nice.
job where there are, you taught us a very nice word, miss, perks.
Yes.
Is
Money and perks.
Yeah, perks. I'm looking for perks. Well, let me dream. Dreaming is free, isn't
You're
it?
right. Yes.
So perks, maybe a free use of a car, some flight tickets, why not?
Event tickets,
yes.
gift cards.
Well, apart from that, I maybe before all that, I forgot an important point.
Yes.
It
which
should
is-
go with my qualifications and my profile,
Yes,
as
we
I
said
said
this at the
earlier.
beginning.
Yes.
That's the
Yes,
first and
because I cannot see myself, for example, teaching maths.
And you cannot see yourself doing something you are not skilled at, you're not
Absolutely,
proficient.
and
of course.
interested in.
Yes,
So that comes before, maybe before the perks.
maybe.
But
Because we
after-
have already
But
the money.
after the salary,
of the salary,
yes,
The
I
salary is
have
the first one.
guaranteed
Yeah,
the
yes,
money.
of course. Is that
Yes.
all? Or any other
Yeah,
expectations?
that's what comes to my mind.
Well, that should be the perfect job ever. Okay,
Yeah,
so
well,
the boss who
dream
is
job,
generous
the dream
and the
job.
colleagues who are. Yes, I hope that you find the job
Hope
that
so.
is really the
Hope
job of
so.
your dream or your dream job. So the first one is high salary already
Okay.
done. You guessed right. Next one, flexible working
I
hours.
mentioned
You
that.
mentioned it.
Okay.
Yes, this gives the employee a balance
Yes.
between life and work. It gives him the possibility
Absolutely
to balance
true,
between
yes.
his maybe
Absolutely
duties or family responsibilities and work.
Yes.
It's very good to motivate employees. Another expectation is security.
I did not mention that.
Steady
Security
employment.
and steady employment.
And what do you mean by steady employment?
No risks of being fired, for example?
Yes, no risk of being sacked or
Okay.
being redundant after a certain period of time. It's that feeling that you may keep your job for a long time.
Yeah.
The possibility, there is no possibility or small chances to lose.
No
losing-
risks of losing the job.
it. And this is also very, very
Yeah, I
motivating.
think it helps,
very
yes.
motivating.
Yes.
And next is perks.
Perks, my word.
Yes, and perks are, without explaining, you already mentioned some of
I
them.
did.
These are extra
Advantages
extra
or
advantages
privileges.
that are apart
Bonuses.
from the salary. Yes,
Bonuses.
like you mentioned free tickets.
Yes,
or
free
event
use of a car,
tickets,
for example.
Yes, transportation
Yes.
subsidies, maybe time
Commuting
off,
for free.
paid time off.
Yes, exactly. Paid time off.
Exactly. Discounts for certain shop
Discounts,
assistants. They may
yeah.
have discounts on the clothes
I know
or the things
some employees enjoy also
free food also for
yeah,
some.
free food and sometimes free holidays or free stays in hotels for a couple of days
yes,
or for a week.
And this enables the employee to save money.
Of
the
course.
money
Sure.
the worker is going to spend on food or on transportation, or so it's like making the salary higher, so it's beneficial. Next, promotion.
Chances for promotion.
The chances, we all want to advance in our careers, to climb the career ladder. We saw this in Unit 3, if you remember.
But we need to work. But we need to work for climbing up the ladder.
If you want to advance, you need to work.
Yeah, there's a saying that goes, you cannot climb up the ladder of success with your hands in your pockets.
Of course you cannot. So
you have to sweat.
You have to yes, and when you work hard, also you should have the chance to advance in your career, because sometimes there are people who work very hard, but they don't have the same opportunity or chance as other employees to advance in their career. So this is very, very important.
So working
to
hard
motivate
in order to advance and in order to succeed,
and
because success cannot come without work.
Excellent. When you see that,
I remember, by the way, Miss, I remember one of my previous teachers asked us a question, a quiz. He said, what is the only place where success comes before work? Do you have an idea, Miss?
The only place
where success comes before work.
Success comes before work. Well, I have no idea about this.
No,
you are going to help me now.
None of us could guess what that place is.
What is?
It happens to be the dictionary. Because success begins with S and work comes with W. Yeah. So that's the only place where we can dream of succeeding without working.
Yes, of course.
Otherwise, we have to work for it.
Of course. No success without hard working.
I will never forget that.
And we need to compensate or to reward hard work. And any employer.
No pain, no gain.
Of course. When you have a clear career path, you know that you're going to advance in your career. That's motivating.
Absolutely.
It challenges you and it motivates you to go forward in your job.
I can't agree more.
Last but not least, suitable to one's qualifications. As we said before, it is the best, or it's...
well, it is motivating when you are doing something that goes with your qualifications and that you love doing.
And you do it because
Remember
you love
the saying, love your job and you will never work a day.
Yes. If you have all these in a job, means that
plus a fish.
Plus
or
the
lunch.
fish. When they give you the free foods, they may in the menu have fish. Okay, fish.
Offer fish.
Yes, meals. If you have all these in one job, it means you have the perfect job. The perfect job.
The dream job.
The dream job. Yes. Really having all these with a generous boss or employer, and with the so it would be the perfect. And they all together make what we call favorable working conditions
or environment.
Positive professional setting or environment. But is it always easy to find favorable working condition?
We've already said that we are dreaming, so it's really hard to find a job that offers all those advantages, Miss.
So, sometimes
working conditions are poor and unsatisfactory.
Yes, so it's not always easy to find the favorable conditions or favorable working conditions. Yes. And whose mistake is it? Is it the mistake of the managers or the employees? So the manager's mistake or the employee's mistake? What do you think?
I think it's the mistake of both sides. I think that some managers are not that flexible, are not that understanding, are not that generous, are not that cool with their employees. And on the other hand, we cannot deny the fact that there are employees who are lazy, who don't take their job seriously, who do not work hard, who are not motivated to go to work. So it's a shared responsibility, I think.
Yes, I do agree with you.
Okay.
It should be both the responsibility of
both sides.
But some people may have different opinion.
Okay.
Okay, so let's read and find out the writers, our writer's opinion. So we'll have a text.
Okay.
You will read it, and after reading it, you will tell me, according to our writer, whose responsibility or whose mistake is when we have problems at work, or maybe difficulties, or working difficulties. So could you please
read the text?
Yes.
So the title is Staff Management, Miss.
Yes, means how to manage your...
your
what
staff.
What do you mean by the staff?
The staff, the employees,
the employees, people who work together in the same place. And normally who manage? It comes from
the manager.
And his
it's a whole issue, by the way, Miss. And I think that one of the weaknesses that we have in many countries, including Tunisia, is that most managers did not receive any kind of training when it comes to managing their staff.
Yes.
So sometimes I cannot blame them for that. Anyway, I will read the text
yes,
if
please.
you don't mind.
Yes.
So some companies seem to be
Yes.
Some companies seem to be keener on going green than they're on their employees. A recent survey on staff management has revealed a tense relationship between employers and employees. 75%, that is 3/4, miss.
Yes, too much.
70, yeah, too many. 75% of executives would not hesitate to fire employees to boost productivity and performances. 50%, that is half, reckon firing up to 5% a year would be a good thing. And 1 out of 6 think they can get rid of 20% of employees without damaging performance or morale. On the other hand, only 38% of employees feel managers respect them, 66% do not trust them, a quarter of employees rarely or never look forward to going to work, and almost 50% are leaving or trying to. The survey also showed that only 16% of UK employees are positively engaged, committed and loyal to their companies. The rest were physically present but psychologically absent. They expressed their disappointment by going sick, not trying, leaving or threatening to strike. The survey concluded that the managers are not doing enough to keep their staff interested. The result is, of course, underperformance and low productivity.
Yes, the result is underperformance and
low
low productivity. According to our writer, whose mistake is the problems or conditions?
It's clear that the writer puts the blame on the managers. He accuses managers of doing lots of bad things, and that's why employees react negatively.
So to your mind, according to our writer, it's the manager's mistake.
It is.
Yes. And can you justify here?
Yeah, there are lots of things that managers do and are blamed for. For example,
could you please speak,
they are more interested in profit or benefit than in keeping their staff, since 75%, that is 3/4 of them, are willing to sacrifice their employees for the sake of winning or gaining more profit. And 50%, that is half of them, are willing to fire each year 5% of their staff. There are also managers who do not trust their employees and who do not have confidence in them.
And according also to our writer, this has negative impact on the employees.
Yes, he's saying that if employees react negatively, are not motivated to work.
What are the effects on the employees? So the second part of the text, focus on the second part of the text, you will find that the writer states the negative effects on the employees.
That's right.
So could you please
He speaks about the fact that many UK employees, for example, are not engaged in the job, they're not interested in the job, they're not committed to their job, they are not loyal or faithful to their companies. Many of them are physically present, but they are absent-minded, if you like.
Yes,
they are not taking their job
motivated.
seriously.
Yes.
They pretend to be sick. Actually, they are not, in order to enjoy a sickness leave.
Absent or
and they are fond of going on strike in order to ask for more and more rights. Two negative results, of course, which are mentioned in the last line, miss. Underperformance, they do not perform well, and this affects the productivity, which goes low.
Both the employees and the
manager and the quality of the job as a whole. But as I told you, miss, although the writer did mention the negative reaction or attitude of the employees, he keeps putting the blame on managers, and he says this is the result.
He's mentioning this as a result of the bad treatment or the bad management of the manager or the boss. So still he is blaming or putting the blame on the managers, not on the employees. We'll check, okay? So yes, according to the writer, it is the manager's mistake, and he stated these sentences, the sentences that you have already read. So
shall I read them?
Yes, of course. Managers are
keener on going green than on their employees. It means they
to go green is
they paint the walls of the company green.
We saw this before, to be green or to go green.
Going green, we studied this in environment. I see. I thought they paint the walls green.
No,
it means they are more interested in protecting the environment than in
their employees.
Yeah, this is bitter criticism.
Yes. Another problem
they do not
is
hesitate to fire employees to boost productivity, so they sacrifice employees for the sake of
productivity. They don't even
productivity.
think, okay? They do not hesitate.
They could get rid of 20% of employees without damaging performance or morale, okay?
And the last one.
They don't treat their workers with respect or trust. We spoke about trust as well.
Yes, trust. The effect, this has, of course, as we said, effects on employees.
Yes.
Among them, the ones that you stated already at the second part of the text. Could you please read them again, just to remind our pupils of them?
And remind myself.
And you yes.
They rarely or never look forward to going to work. They're not motivated to go to work.
They're not motivated. They just go because they have no other choice.
So to going, why ING, miss?
Because look forward
they look forward. We've just seen it in the application letter. I'm sorry. My memory is going
I know you're an outstanding
Yeah, I'm hungry for a fish.
Oh, okay. If I
else?
knew, if I had known that you're going to be, I wouldn't have put a fish in a fish bone in the task. Not a cow, nothing related to food. Maybe just something different.
Right. What are the other effects?
Yes. Another effect is that they are
leaving or trying to leave.
So they are there and looking for other jobs. Once they find another one, they just
would disappear.
Leave. Yes. Another effect is that
physically present, but psychologically or mentally absent.
Yes, and means no productivity.
No, of course.
When people are absent psychologically, they will have low productivity. And the last one.
They express their disappointment by going sick. That is, they pretend to be sick, but actually
they are not really sick.
Yeah, I sometimes do that when I don't want to attend some lessons.
Do you?
Maths one, not English.
Okay.
Leaving or threatening to strike.
Okay, it's important. Yes.
Thank you for the advice.
All subjects are important, so make sure you are present.
I'm an art student.
You attend all of them.
And I'm allergic to maths, but I respect all subjects.
You have to. Now it's an obligation. Then when you go to university, maybe you'll get rid of maths.
Already got rid of it. We don't study it. Our students don't study it.
Okay, and I have no idea about the compulsory and the optional subjects.
Good luck to all the students, by the way. Take
so
all
you
the
don't have
seriously.
to pretend to be sick.
Kidding.
You don't have to be absent. You don't have maths, so you have to attend all the other subjects.
Okay.
Yes, and going sick. Leaving,
or threatening to strike. That is protesting, miss?
That is stopping work as a way of protesting.
Okay.
So to protest by stopping work for 1 day, 2 days, etc.
Okay.
Now, to your mind, is the opinion of our writer neutral or biased? Remember that he used a lot of statistics.
He did.
Numbers.
Yeah. In spite of using all those figures and statistics, which he used in order to cover his attitude and to seem or look more or less neutral, I still stick to the idea that the writer is 100% biased because he puts all the blame on managers rather than employees.
Yes, and these statistics and numbers just to show that I am neutral, okay?
Exactly.
I'm basing my...
To make his article convincing.
Yes, but yes, his opinion, he is biased, or his opinion,
the attitude is biased.
Is biased because, as you said, he puts all the blame on managers and ignores employees' responsibility for a job.
Should have been more neutral, and he should have spoken about both sides' responsibilities.
Yes, both responsibilities, and he may have used numbers related to problems of employees. But
exactly.
He didn't
mention that.
Yes. So. Both managers as well as employees are responsible for successful workplace. You know, building a relationship building is always both ways.
Yes.
Okay, it's mutual. And creating a positive relationship in professional setting, it is, I think, depends on both the managers and the employees. And once created, there would be lots of benefits on both.
Both sides would benefit from it.
Yes. So maybe we should help them. We should help employees.
With money?
No, not with money. Maybe we should give them some suggestions on how to overcome working difficulties. What should they do? So what do you suggest to overcome workplace difficulties? What should managers do or employees
to bridge the gap between the two sides?
Yes, and to create a positive working environment or setting. What do you suggest?
I think they should each side should assume her responsibility. Managers should show more trust, more confidence, more respect towards their employees. And on the other hand, employees have to take their job seriously, work hard, be loyal to their job, not be avoid being lazy, avoid going sick, and show more motivation and commitment to their job.
To their jobs. Let's bridge the gap. And I will help you.
Oh, thank you, Miss.
I will provide you with a series of dehydrated sentences.
Okay.
You know this task you're used to. Just remind you with the type.
Yeah, I
of,
know. I'm not allowed to change the order you keep telling us.
Yes, this is a task that you find in guided writing task.
Task 1 writing.
Task 1 writing. So we call them dehydrated sentences. Normally, what should we do when we have a sentence like this? We do not change the order.
We don't change the order, yes.
And then what should we do?
Whenever there is a slash, I might think about adding a function word.
Yes, so you may add a
prepositions,
articles,
apostrophe
linkers,
S.
Maybe tense and form of the verb, the right tense, the right form of the verb to replace the slashes, and then you keep the same order to get a coherent sentence.
But I think I have to do something else.
Yes, first you have to, of course,
come up with a coherent sentence.
Yes, a coherent sentence.
Okay.
Then you decide whether this is related to the managers or the employees. So this is the manager's responsibility.
So the sentence begins with they, so I have to find out who they refers to, whether it refers to the managers or the employees.
So could you please start with the first one?
Okay, I'll give it a try, miss. They had better show more productivity and interest for or in.
I rely on you. I trust you that you'll find the right
in their job. So they had better show more productivity and interest in their job.
Let's check.
And this goes for. Okay, let's check first.
Yes.
They had better show more productivity and interest in their job. Okay.
I like that you used they had better.
Had better
you asked
do something.
me previously about would, better, and have, so now you know that you had better is used to give advice. Good pupil. I'm so proud of you.
Okay.
So yes, they had better show more productivity and interest in.
That
to be
applies to interested in
their job. Okay. Whose
it
duty
applies to the employees. Okay.
Well done.
Good start.
Next sentence.
They should have confidence in their employees and provide them. Can I say by providing them?
Yes.
And provide them, or by providing them, to provide somebody with something, by providing them with more praise and encouragement. I think that's important. Positive reinforcement or encouragement.
Let's check.
They should have confidence in their employees and provide them with more praise and encouragement. Yes, you provide
someone with, but you provide something for.
So can I try to change the structure and provide more praise and encouragement for them?
For them. For their employees. If you start with the thing, so they provide them with them. But they provide something for someone. So it's correct.
And the noun is provision, is it, miss?
Yes.
Provision, okay.
And it's correct. And whose responsibility?
It's related to the managers, of course. They should trust and respect their employees.
So proud of you.
Okay, thank you,
miss. Yes, next one.
Number 3, I wish there were some managers watching this program and also some employees.
So that we can help
Students can speak to their parents if their parents happen to be managers or employees and provide them with these precious pieces of advice.
Yes, next one.
They ought to gain their manager's satisfaction by being devoted to, devoted for, devoted
we saw this before, dedicated, committed.
Devoted to. By being devoted to their job. They ought to gain their manager's trust and satisfaction by being devoted to their job, of course.
Being devoted to, committed to, remember dedicated to their job, and this
goes
is
with employees, of course. Devotion to the job.
Really an outstanding performance.
Thank you, miss.
Next one.
They should bear in mind. Bear is the animal?
No, to bear in mind.
To remember. To keep in mind.
To consider.
Okay. They should bear in mind that mistreating their staff and humiliating them. Humiliating. Yes. Opposite of respecting.
Of course.
So shall I read it again?
Yes, of
course. They should bear in mind that mistreating their staff and humiliating them is harmful to the whole work environment. They should bear in mind that mistreating their staff and humiliating them is harmful to the whole work environment. Okay.
Still correct. Thank you very much.
Again, so it's the manager's duty. Okay.
Yes. The
Many
last.
sentences are the last. Okay.
The last, but not least.
And then we go for lunch.
Yes. Hopefully you find a fish. Yes. And
not the April fish. They have to accomplish their duties before asking for their rights. That's important because many employees make the mistake of asking for rights and ignoring or overtaking
and not only in working environments. It's a problem nowadays.
Right.
So there is a problem of people asking for their rights, forgetting about their duties.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of moral decline, okay, in certain
we spoke
communities
about
or
that
societies.
in the lesson about attitudes.
Yes, yes. Generally, people, citizens or workers, or some of them, not all of them.
These are not responsible citizens.
We are very good at asking for our rights, but sometimes forget what our responsibilities, yes, or our duties. Give and take, of course. So let me check your answer or final answer.
They have to accomplish their duties
before asking for their rights, and this is mainly
the employees.
The employees. So that's all.
Nice pieces of advice.
We came to the last part or the end of the lesson, and I wish that we helped the managers and the employees to bridge the gap, maybe find solutions to create a working or a positive working environment. And I hope that we helped our pupils to know how to write an application letter correctly. So thank you for watching and see you next time.
Goodbye.